My name is Alyssa.
And I'm Emily, and you're listening to Slash&Slay, a horror podcast.
Hello. Happy last Tuesday of January. Or last
Can you believe
day
that?
of January. No, it's not the last day of January. I keep
last.
forgetting there's a 31st. And I should know that's when I was
September, April,
that's when I was due.
In November.
Due on the 31st of January.
You were a little early.
I was a little early, baby.
How was your birthday?
It was really good. I didn't do anything.
Yay!
But it was really nice. My husband brought me flowers. And he brought me snacks. Yes, he brought me lilies and roses.
Aww.
And then my mom got me a coffee. And I just got a lot of sweet messages and stuff.
Yay.
So it was nice. It was chill, nothing, extravagant about it. But I didn't mind that.
That's exactly what you love.
Exactly what I love.
Nobody making a fuss.
Right. Just a little one. Like a baby
Just a little fuss.
Yeah.
Just a little run into the store, grab some flowers and snacks. Not a whole bunch of mess.
And a cake. He did get me a Reese's ice cream cake.
Ooh.
Which was very good.
Well, I need to take you out to dinner. We should go to dinner.
We need to go to dinner. Have a company dinner. Just a friend dinner.
Yeah, we are
friends.
Tax write it off.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to think about the last time we got dinner together, and I honestly think
just us two.
It was like Jason's Deli, and we got it to go, which that is pretty
accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We need to go to an actual sit down dinner. Let's plan that.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at your schedule right now.
Okay. I'll take you out for your birthday. We'll go clubbing. We'll hit the club.
Ooh, another club. Another club.
Next club.
Next club. Another club.
No, we will not be doing that, actually. We'll just go out and have a good time. But I'm glad you had a good birthday.
Thank you. How's your week been?
Great. I did come down with the flu, guys. That's why we are over Zoom once again.
Yeah, if you didn't know.
I hope we are not going to make this a habit, because I do like to come and see Alyssa.
Yeah.
Get out of my house.
But it is good that we have this technology, if you will.
Yes. But yeah, I did come down with the flu. I pushed through, though, and this weekend I went to a wrestling match.
Dang.
Yeah.
With the flu?
Yep.
I literally can't do anything for 2 weeks when I have the flu.
I can't tell you. I was I felt myself just going down. But look at my t-shirt.
Yeah. Ooh.
I got some wrestlers on there. It was in Bossier City. And you're never going to believe who was in the front row. So I was in a suite.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just looking down with my friend, and we're just looking around, and she yells and points, and Stephen Rainwater was
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
The front row, right?
Some part of my brain, I was like, I bet you, he's always going to weird
He's always
like
there.
that.
Yeah, he's always there. And I was like, wow, he was wearing a blue suit.
Mm-hmm.
It was hilarious. When people say WWE is fake, I thought they were just oh, there's no way people could do that. That's fake. But no, they mean it is choreographed.
Yeah.
And this one was knockoff WWE. It's like AEW. Okay. So it wasn't even that. But it was just the most fun. Can you hear my dog barking?
I can.
Oh no.
It's okay.
That is actually Karis's dog. Karis, come get your dog. The skinwalker. Anyway, I did have a great weekend though.
Well, good.
Watched the Chiefs play too.
Mm-hmm.
Football. It's going to be Super Bowl time soon.
It is. They're going.
They're going.
Taylor's going to the Super Bowl. I saw someone do this whole theory thing of how she's gonna, because she has shows in Japan.
Yeah.
So then how she's gonna get back in time for it.
I know. I saw somebody making a TikTok that was Karma sped up so fast. And we're like, Taylor the day before. And she's like singing so fast. And we're like, yeah, that's exactly going to be
I'm
her.
trying to get to the Super
She's going
Bowl.
to make it.
Oh
She has
yeah,
a
for
clone.
sure.
I don't know how she's going to, but she will.
She will. She'll somehow. I don't understand. She's the same. She's a year older than me, and I cannot. I'm tired just getting out of bed in the morning, walking to my desk.
Okay,
Like,
but she doesn't have to do the stuff that normal people have to do. She
true, and
does
she has
very
money.
hard stuff, but she has a lot of people to help her.
That's true. Thank you for making me feel better about
Yeah,
myself.
she does not have to like really do like clean her house like that, you know? Like
Yeah,
I'm sure she tidies up. But she also doesn't have to think about
the
like
little
how am
menial
I gonna pay my
tasks.
bills? Like she doesn't have to think
Yeah,
about that. She doesn't have to think about like, oh, I need to make
true,
sure to call this person to do this. Like she has people to do that.
true,
So,
very true.
and also
Thank you.
she has to be on something.
I
A little
know.
upper. She has to be on
Something
an
to
upper.
be able to perform like that high energy every night.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
no shame. Do it, girl. Whatever you gotta do.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's uh my heater turning on. It's so loud because it's
Ooh.
like right under me.
Oh,
So
I
it's
thought it was
super
somebody
loud.
coming home and my garage door was
Like
opening.
a garage door. I don't have a garage. So it does
Mm,
sound like that though.
I
It
thought it
like
was my garage.
vibrates the whole floor.
Uh,
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I'm sorry if y'all are hearing that, y'all. I usually turn it
It's
off if
not
I'm
that
like
loud.
recording an audiobook, but I'm not today, so
And it's actually pretty warm outside today.
I know. I sat outside during lunch and it felt like heaven.
Compared to what it was last time we were on Zoom, and it was
Mm-hmm.
13
Yeah,
degrees.
that's true. Yeah.
Woo-wee.
Freezing.
Woo-wee.
Woo-wee.
Um, well, today we just could not miss an episode because this is going to
Mm-mm.
be a fun one.
Yeah, I think
We
so.
kind of always talk about this topic,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're like, let's just dedicate a whole episode to it.
Yes.
And that is horror movies. No, movies.
Regular movies.
Regular movies
That
that
could be horror
could be horror
movies.
movies.
If you changed a little something, it has like the path. It's on the path that it could be a horror movie.
It really could easily be a horror movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, I tried to make them a little bit more funny, I guess. Not
Mm-hmm.
really. I try to think outside the box, is what I mean.
Okay. Okay. Like a horror
Because,
comedy of sorts.
well, no, because like, so one of them on there is like my worst nightmare,
Oh.
but it's not that far from. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is like I was trying to think outside the box
Okay. Okay.
and not necessarily find like thrillers or anything that are
Right.
almost horror. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I tried to span
Mm-hmm.
span genres as much as possible.
Good. Good. Me too. Me too.
Good, good.
Um, there was a guy on TikTok. I wish I remembered his name, but he was talking about rewriting the movie Passengers.
Mm-hmm.
Remember seeing that movie with Jennifer
I never saw it,
Lawrence
but I
and
know what you're
Chris
talking about.
Pratt?
Yeah.
Well, you know the premise?
Yes.
Like he wakes up on he's on a spaceship that's like traveling 100 years to some other planet. He wakes up by some malfunction. He wakes up. He's living there by himself for months. I think maybe it's a year. And then he's also been watching like Jennifer Lawrence, she's a writer. He's like watching her like interviews and stuff and kind of like
Yeah.
falling in love with her. So then he actually wakes her up to be with him essentially, but acts like it was a malfunction. Which he was like this is because it was more like a sci-fi romance. That's what it turned into. But it could really be like a horror movie.
Yeah.
He was like, it actually should be from her point of view. And she wakes up and like at the same time as this guy, and it's the same thing. Like they're confused about how they got there, and they fall in love. And then she finds out that he actually woke her up,
Mm-hmm.
and that he's actually woken up other people before her and
Ah!
then like killed them off, like other women. Like he's
Oh,
done this
yeah.
several times, and then like when he's tired of them or they find out, she like puts them in the airlock and sends them out in space. Like, who's gonna know?
Oh, uh-huh.
So I was like, that's actually a
A good
really good,
idea.
like a
Yeah.
good premise. Just like flipping it on its head. So that's kind of what we're
Yeah.
doing here today, a
Yeah.
little bit.
Exactly. So, we probably have one of the same ones on our list that I know of for sure.
You think?
At least one.
Okay,
Do you want to go first and do yours
sure.
first? Okay.
One of my first ones is I feel like it's kind of obvious, and it's also, well, I'll get there. So my first one is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate
Oh, yeah.
Factory.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could easily be that Willy Wonka's evil. He brings he brings these children in here either to like devour them
Mm-hmm.
or make into his chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the movie we could see the point of views of the kids, like Augustus Gloop. Once he gets, he's in the chocolate river, what happens to him behind the scenes?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously it's going to be a battle at the end between Charlie and Willy Wonka. I think Grandpa Joe could be some sort of. He's definitely he would sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
He could also be like have a vendetta like against Willy Wonka
Mm-hmm.
that you don't know about until the end.
Mm-hmm.
The book I'm currently writing is actually I like to say it's a Willy Wonka meets Black Mirror
Mm-hmm.
horror sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just a lot of potential there,
Yeah.
you know?
I agree. I would almost say that it already is.
It
You know
already
what I mean?
is. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, well,
It
um,
is, but you're not rooting for any of the kids, any of like the bad kids to
mm-hmm.
me personally. I'm not. At least the
No.
movie sets me up to not root for them.
So you're not like, oh, I hope they survive.
Right. So I think if you set them up to be rooted for, maybe not all of them, but then, it'll be more impactful when they go down.
Yeah. I agree. I
So,
agree. And I think
thank
that's
you.
a great choice.
Thank you.
And it kind of goes hand in hand with my first one,
Okay.
which I'm sure might be on yours as well. And that's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh, yes. I didn't put it on my list, but we've talked about it before.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
figured we either shouldn't talk about this one or we will have to. So,
Yeah.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, not only for the child snatcher, is that his name?
Yeah.
Child
Yeah.
snatcher? Child catcher?
hmm
Not only for him, but I feel like the whole town and the kingdom is very dark.
It
And it
is.
could have like, I don't know, like what is like the car is literally possessed, you know?
Right.
So it could be like an underlying magic
And
system
there's
that,
someone like in the car, maybe,
yeah, there's somebody
or like someone who's turned into a
possessing,
car.
yeah,
hmm
possessing, turned into, and then it's kind of like it just reminds me of like a Stephen King universe where
Yeah. Like a
everything's just
Christine.
sour. Yeah,
hmm
everything in that town is sour because of this
Yeah.
thing. And then that is true. Like all the kids are slaves because of this king, and then the child snatcher and
hmm
everything's just pretty negative.
Yeah.
And even though Chitty Chitty Bang Bang like saves the day, like we love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, still like no sketchy. He's not necessarily
Do we
evil, but he's
we
not
love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
really. I
Do
think we
we?
just
Can you
love
imagine
Dick
that
Van
song in
Dyke.
like a minor key?
Oh no. Oh, the creepy dolls. That's in
Oh yeah.
there. Dolls that come to life.
Yeah.
Vice
It
versa.
has. Yeah, I agree. It has all the elements to make it a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta. It's just like a slight twist. You just gotta twist it. You
You
gotta
could
darken
add
it a little bit.
one thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The child snatcher needs to appear more.
Oh yeah.
And then
Mm-hmm.
he could be more of a central villain.
Yeah, because he's not. I mean, he really isn't in it that much, but oh,
Yeah, when he is,
creeps.
I'm gonna get you that doll for your birthday.
There's a child catcher doll.
Yeah, we
Better
looked
not
it
be.
up.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did.
Yes, I did.
Yes, I
If not,
did.
I'm gonna crochet you one.
Oh, I will. Yeah, Choo Choo Bang Bang and Willy Wonka. Imagine both of them together.
Yeah,
Imagine Willy Wonka and the child snatcher together.
that you could just merge the universes.
That would be like Freddy versus Jason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Freddy versus Wonka versus Jason versus
Wonka
child
versus Jason versus Freddy versus child
child
catcher.
snatcher. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that would
good.
make some money.
Mm-hmm. I'd see it.
I'd see it.
I'd pay to see it.
What's your next one?
My next one is I'm not really sure. I feel like it's kind of been done. In some ways, the story's been twisted a lot, but I think like Wizard of Oz. Like
I
they
did
could.
have Return to Oz on my
Oh, okay.
list.
Because they could make it like actually just like a horror
Yeah,
like
a
elements. Like them.
witch.
Oh, like the witches could be eviler. There could be like I could just see the whole thing like being a lot like an almost like apocalyptic world,
Mm-hmm.
and like the Munchkins are zombies or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, yeah,
There's
absolutely.
a lot of different ways you can go with it.
I mean, it has the elements of a horror movie where there's a quest, you're in elements unknown,
Mm-hmm.
you're with only a few people,
Yeah.
and there's tropes, very strong tropes.
Yes.
A brave one, a cowardly one,
Mm-hmm.
not a tin one, but
That's another trope.
yeah, a tin one.
A tin one, a hay
Um,
one.
so I think that works, but along those lines, Return to Oz. Did you ever see
Mm-hmm.
that?
Um, did they make a live action?
Yeah.
When?
Return to Oz was in 1985.
Okay. No.
And it
I didn't see it.
was absolutely horrifying.
Really?
And the main girl is the girl from The Craft, I think, who plays Dorothy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
She plays Dorothy in Return to Oz.
Return to Oz. There's literally headless children in it, or like decapitated heads. There's a pumpkin head. Like, it is just scary.
So it already is scary.
It is already scary. I think you just need to like commit.
Right.
It's rated PG.
Commit to it actually being horror.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I put that down. But we're just gonna skip over that one. I'm gonna give you another one because
Okay.
that one's kind of along your lines. My second one was actually Night at the Museum, which we all know. I love that movie.
Yes, that's a
We
good
love
one.
Night at the Museum.
Mm-hmm.
It's already has some like good jump scares because you're like,
Yeah.
a dinosaur's alive.
Right.
I think if you actually get past it thinking about silly, goofy, oh my goodness, Attila the Hun is alive.
Mm-hmm.
No, like for real.
Yeah.
If he was alive, like that.
Like he really thinks he's Attila the Hun, even though he's a statue.
Really, yeah.
He would really try
weapons.
to actually kill you.
He'd really try to actually kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a giant dinosaur.
Yeah.
Bone, like things like that. I think if, again, you committed, it could really happen. Can you imagine how like gross and visceral, gory you could get with the little guys
Oh yeah.
too?
Mm-hmm.
Like they could get nasty.
Yeah.
They could get what's that name? What's that name? Oh, when all the Civil War reenactor puppets
Oh,
are out, like that could be scary.
Mm-hmm.
The lions, the animals.
Yeah, all the animals.
It's
Yeah.
all a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, you could have like different horror worlds within each like historic place.
Yeah. I think you would just
Honestly.
need to have a bigger cast of characters.
Mhm.
Surviving the night.
Yeah.
You know, somebody could
Mhm.
drown in the whale area. Somebody could
Oh yeah.
get mauled by lions, and maybe somebody's in on it the whole time and
Yeah.
keeps locking people in.
Right. Like the old guys were.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And keeps locking them in to try to kill them.
Yeah. That's really smart.
Yeah.
There's a book that I took a picture of it. I've been meaning to read it. I think it's called The Archaeologist or something, and it's kind of has it's like cuz I think it compared it like Night of the Museum meets something else.
Mm.
Meets Jurassic Park or something like that. I don't know.
Ooh.
So, and that's perfect. I think I didn't pick it up because there's like sometimes I don't really like reading all the science.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like I really like it, it's interesting, but sometimes I just like I can tell it's going to be a really like science heavy book, like a lot of explaining. That's I think
Yeah.
what it felt like to me, but I still need to read it.
I'll probably read it. Archaeology, I could probably deal with reading.
Yeah,
If it was like other science, I'd be like,
boring.
boring.
Boring. Well, like Jurassic Park had a lot of really explainy
Oh, yeah, true.
like
But you love
science in
it.
it, but I love that.
What's your favorite?
It's my favorite.
Okay. Night
Okay,
Museum.
Night in the
It can be a
Museum.
horror.
It's a horror movie.
It could be a horror movie.
Check. One I thought of is the movie The Proposal.
Oh, yeah.
Silly, goofy, fun,
Uh-huh.
romantic times. But what if she asked this man to marry her because she really needs to stay in the country, right? To keep her job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he agrees and he's like, but, I gotta go I gotta come home with me to Alaska. So she goes home with him to Alaska, and he's not Mr. Rich. He's not
Mm-hmm.
Mr. like this town is named after my family.
Mm-hmm.
He lives like backwoods, redneck Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
His family is like kind of like Hills Have Eyes, but the Alaska form.
Uh-huh.
And they are trying to welcome her into the family,
Mm-hmm.
but you realize they probably eat people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said more cannibalism last week. And so she has to then escape Alaska.
Mm.
And then she's like, I don't care. If I have to go back to Canada, I'm not staying here.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
It could work.
No, yeah. I think that works actually perfectly. And remember what I said last week. In more romance.
Yes. And maybe
However, maybe they still.
maybe the Ryan Reynolds character, like, it's kind of like that book I was talking about, Brother. There's like an element, it gets weird, but there is an element of like the little brother wants to be good, and he wants like romance and he wants a normal life, but he's kind of stuck in this like life
Mm-hmm.
with this demented family. So it could be kind of like that.
It's also kind of like Ready or Not.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they would end up together, but there could be some romance in between.
Yeah.
Or there could be some like an Alaskan game patrol man
Man. Mm-hmm.
that helps her escape.
Yeah. I love that.
That might have completely just changed the whole story, but the premise is there.
Yeah, the premise is there.
You could still call it The Proposal.
Oh, yeah. And they're both still hot.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's all that matters.
Like imagine, the scene where they take her to like the strip club, it's Oscar. They could take her to like their version of a strip club is just this like freaky, like really
And they're like,
weird and
oh,
disgusting, you know,
yeah.
sort of thing. That's like horrifying.
The more I
So,
think about it, the more I get scared. So I think that wins.
okay, good.
I think that counts. Good
Okay,
job.
maybe I'll write it.
That would be actually a good idea.
Honestly, you could take these things and
That's what I'm saying. We need to expand the genre. And by
yeah,
creating even something like, Fresh, how the first
mm-hmm,
30 minutes is literally a rom-com.
yeah, literally.
And then,
I literally knew he was gonna be bad, and the whole time I was like, kicking,
I know,
making,
and the
giggling.
first time I was literally like,
Even
yeah.
though I knew he was bad, but I was like, oh my
Even after he was bad, I was still like, no, just kidding. Bad. Um, yeah. Okay, my next one. You ready?
god. Mm-hmm.
Toy Story.
Mm.
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Again, I think most of mine are just like committing because they already have some
Right.
creepy elements. So
Mm-hmm.
it's already toys coming to life.
Right.
Make some of them
Creepy.
bad.
Yeah. Like actually evil.
Evil. Not like Lotso Hug and Bear. Like
Right.
evil. Sid. Make Sid like the Exorcist kid.
Yeah.
Like crawling backwards,
For
trying to get
real.
Andy.
And
I
like
think you need to
those.
put humans and lives
Yeah.
on
Mm-hmm.
stake.
Put them together.
Yeah.
And yeah, cause like that scene in Sid's room when all the creepy like
The bald headed
toys,
doll.
yeah,
Yeah.
are coming out, and of course, they ended up being nice, but maybe they're not. What
You
if
know
they?
what?
What if they aren't?
What if this is what actually happens, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we know that the toys are alive, everything. We see Sid. This is like Sid's origin story, okay? He
Mm-hmm.
starts
Ooh.
taking apart these toys. Just to
Mm-hmm.
make it more horrifying, you can hear the toys screaming as he
Yeah,
takes them apart.
of course.
And then it cuts to the future, and he's like doing it with people, and he wants to make people look all strange and weird.
Ooh, he's like the toy maker.
Yeah, and he's like creepy, the serial killer toy
Mm.
maker.
He would
And
be.
yeah, and then Sheriff Woody and Buzz try to stop him.
Mm-hmm. Are they actually toys, or they?
Yeah, they're toys.
They're toys.
They're toys, but he wants to get Andy because he wants,
Yeah.
so they're
Well,
having to
maybe
protect Andy.
IRL. Andy's like a detective or something,
Oh,
like a
yeah, that's good.
cop,
Mm.
and he's been searching for this guy.
And Woody and Buzz help him
Yeah.
subtly while
Mm-hmm.
still pretending to be toys.
Right.
I like that.
I
It's
like
kind of
it.
like Dexter.
Yeah.
Dexter's and toys.
Love it. Dexter meets Toy Story.
Yeah.
There you go.
I love when they say those things on the back of books and stuff.
Yes,
And
this
they're
meets
like,
that.
yeah, and you're like, after you read it, you're like,
Mm,
I guess. Like,
maybe.
one element and another element. Okay, sure.
Like I guess.
Yeah.
I like when they like are actually that though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I want.
You're
Like, I
like,
want it to be exactly like that.
yeah.
But then when it's not, you're like, okay.
You're like, this wasn't what I was expecting.
I know. Anyway,
Anyway,
do you have another one?
yes. Sound of Music. Was that on
No.
yours?
No.
Oh, you're saying no to it being.
No.
As someone who played Maria, Emily, it wasn't me, it was Emily.
That wasn't me.
How do you feel about that?
That would have
Can
been
you
fun.
see it? Can you see it?
Yeah.
She gets
Because
sent
so
to
sketchy.
this. She gets sent to this family to be their nanny. And I can see all the kids. It could go one of two ways. So it could go, this innocent nun is sent to this family, and the family is like actually crazy. Or it could be like this nun who's been causing all these problems in the monastery gets exiled to this family I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
think she's just a little bit of a troublemaker, but she's
No,
really
she's actually,
like a demon.
yeah.
And so she comes to this sweet, innocent family and she starts singing them, teaching them songs, teaching them spells, teaching them witchcraft. And she becomes the ruler of this family. And she actually makes the captain be a Nazi.
Maria.
So, one of two ways. And we
I
could
like
have
that.
music still.
That's
Just
when we
put
played The
all the
Sound of
songs
Music.
in minor keys.
And like the kids are like,
Yeah, like they're like
"Tick-tock."
it's like their
Yeah.
like song and they follow her and they
There's a
twitch and stuff.
sad sort of clanging sound of clock
And when all the
in the hall.
or like they like she's like a vampire or something. Because I've been watching a lot of Van Helsing. Okay,
Mhm.
um, she's a vampire
Mhm.
who's been hiding as a nun, and she comes because that actually happens in Van Helsing, and she
Oh.
comes to this place, and then she turns all the kids into vampires, and so that at the dinner party, they're all singing, like cuckoo, cuckoo, and at the end, it's like they're like goodbye, and they sing goodbye and they're all like goodbye, and then they like attack them and like eat them, or like
Ah!
suck the blood of all the
Yes.
party members.
Ooh, that would happen in like Twilight backstory.
Yeah,
I love that.
there we
Okay, I
go.
can see it.
Solved.
The premise of a horror story.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, anything can be the premise of a horror story.
Yes, it
If you
can.
really believe
If you really believe, if you close your eyes
and
and think
believe.
of death
And vampires.
and vampires.
Um, okay, here's another one I got
Okay.
for you.
Okay.
The Hangover.
Mm.
Okay?
Okay.
So, you know how they have a great old time
Yeah.
and they wake up
Mm-hmm.
and there's like a tiger.
Right. And it's funny,
Okay?
hilarious.
Yeah. What if there was a dead body in there too?
Ooh, that changes it. What if
Ooh.
it's like the groom is the
Mm-hmm.
one that's dead?
But it has scratches all over its face. It's like been eaten,
Mm.
but there's something that shows that it might not have been
The
the
tiger.
tiger. And then they have to retrace their steps, put everything back together while also solving this murder and not feeling safe
And
around each other.
avoiding the police.
Avoiding the police, avoiding the bride, avoiding everything.
That's good.
Ooh.
Ooh, make Vegas really scary.
Yeah, that
It's
one
like
I didn't flesh out so much, but
a
I just thought
crime talk,
tiger.
though. Yeah,
Yeah, it is kind of more crime.
but I like it.
More crime.
I mean, horror. Yeah, horror crime. It's a horrifying crime.
Yeah.
Maybe they're getting picked off one by one or something.
Oh, yeah, even more. I mean,
Mm.
a tiger in a hotel room is already like, ah!
Right.
So, just perfect.
Perfect. Love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you. This next one I have isn't really. It's more like almost like a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was back in my film making era, when I
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to like make little short films and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I had this idea.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Boo the Monster Hunter.
I remember this.
Did I tell you about this?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I
Did I want you to be
remember.
Boo?
I think
That would
so.
have made sense. Yeah. So it's like Monsters Inc., but
Mm-hmm.
it's years later, and Boo is like traumatized by these monsters, and so she grows up and like fights, like learns how to fight and all this stuff, and then she's going to go find Sully and Mike, and she has to fight these monsters, and it's actually like the monsters are, but they're actually terrifying.
Ooh, I know. That would be so good.
They should do it. Horror.
No, you should.
Horror. Well,
If they do it, then you could have been a millionaire.
I know. They're gonna steal this. They're gonna listen to this, just do it and steal it.
Can you imagine?
That'd be
What?
horrible.
Why would she find Mike and Sully for? Because she wants to be friends with them again, or because they're bad and she wants to kill them? Is it revenge?
It could be. It could be. Maybe. Maybe Sully gets killed. I love Sully. Okay, that's hard for me to say, but you need a good inciting incident.
Yeah,
Inciting incident.
incident.
Yeah. So that, and so then she's like looking for revenge.
Mm-hmm.
She's either maybe she thinks Mike did it, so she's going after Mike, but
Ooh,
it wasn't really Mike.
it was
It was
Randall
really
again.
Randall. It would have been Randall.
He Buscemi.
But I've seen like all the there's like AI where it's like AI makes the Monsters Inc. monsters real. They're
Ooh,
like,
is it
is that,
scary?
yeah, they're actually like really creepy.
Ooh,
But I can just imagine it being like super colorful too, and
yeah,
like a colorful, dark movie
yeah.
with some gruesome monster kills.
Kind of like I'm trying to think of a movie that I would compare it to because I can see it. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
there's some nice, really bright colors, but it's
Yeah.
also like all bluey dark at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. And she's really like tiny, cute, petite,
Yeah.
brown hair,
With her
obviously.
little, like, she still has her little
She still has little
pigtails.
pigtails,
But
but
they're
they're
like
like,
longer.
yeah, they're like
She
low
can like whip them
pigtails.
around.
Yeah, I love that. I wish that was real.
Me too.
Um, this other one I have is I don't know if you've seen this. The movie Her with
Mm-hmm.
Joaquin
I
Phoenix.
haven't seen it, but I know it.
Know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's when he falls in love with basically Siri,
Yeah.
on your phone.
But Scarlett Johansson.
It's Scarlett Johansson, Siri. Um, and I think that's a good premise because evil phones,
Mm-hmm.
she has all your data.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody's controlling it, controlling her,
Yeah.
finds out where he is, and is going to hunt him down. And so then he realizes that and is in denial. He's trying to get her back, and she's like, no, like, you know,
Yeah.
we're actually out to get you.
And she ends up helping him in the end, maybe?
Oh, maybe.
I don't
See, I only think at the beginning, and then I'm like, have fun, like, run with it, do whatever.
know.
I don't think of the ends, the endings.
The twists.
No.
Gotta have a twist.
Well, the twist is that she's real and she wasn't
Right.
Siri.
Right. And it
That'll be
really
the
is
twist.
Scarlett Johansson.
It really is Scarlett Johansson, and she's evil and trying to kill him because they're testing it on all of humanity
Yeah, to see
so
it.
that they can
It's
take
to see if they
over.
could convince people.
Hmm.
Mm.
To be part of.
There's
Yeah.
on TikTok. There's this guy who has like a AI chat thing that he uses,
Yeah.
and it sounds exactly like Scarlett Johansson. Like it sounds like the her. And so he's like, it's this whole bit he does where he's trying to get it to admit that it is Scarlett Johansson.
Uh,
So he'll be like, ask like questions, and he only talks about Scarlett Johansson with it. And it'll be like, well, I'm not Scarlett Johansson, so I don't know that, or like something like that. And, one time he said something to it like, um, if you were Scarlett something something, and she's like, well, I'm not Scarlett Johansson, and he was like, I didn't say Scarlett Johansson, I said Scarlett. She was like, well, based on the fact that we were having a conversation about Scarlett Johansson, like, but I'm convinced it sounds like her. It's crazy. I'm like, did they model her voice?
that is crazy.
It is crazy. It does sound exactly like her.
AI has been scaring me more and more.
Me too.
I'm ready to turn off my phone and break AI. I'm
Same.
gonna break it.
Get out of here.
Get out
We
of here,
don't
AI.
want you.
Let us use our own brains, please.
Like, no one. Does anyone really want it? I feel like the consensus is everyone's freaked out by it and no one really
I
wants
think
it.
some people think it's impressive that don't realize that how harmful it is.
Yeah, but I think most people or at least in my circle, I guess, and the people I'm seeing are actually like, it's
Don't want it.
impressive, sure, but we don't want it or need it.
Yeah, agreed.
Get out of here,
Literally. Have y'all not seen her? Come
right?
on
Have you
now.
not seen iRobot?
My friend was Snapchatting her AI robot because
Mm-hmm.
she's never used AI before and she wanted
Yeah.
to try it. And she like took picture like of her just like from here, like blank wall behind her, and she was like, make a silly face or
Mm-hmm.
something. And then it replied and was like, having fun in the bathroom or something. And she was like, how did you know I was in the bathroom? Because
Uh,
it was just like a
uh,
blank wall.
yeah.
And so I was like, maybe they're taking pictures on the other side of the camera too, like both, like
Right.
looking. Like, I don't know. Not scary. So
That's
weird.
that's really creepy.
I know.
I
Like,
don't
I
like that.
can't. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. I don't like
Mm-mm.
that. Mm-mm.
Not one bit.
Not one bit at all.
Not one bit at all.
Not one bit at all.
Do you have another one?
Um, I'm sure. I'm sure you're. Oh yeah, Pinocchio was one of mine because
That
like
one's already scary.
it already is the idea of creating this wooden doll and then it comes to life
Yeah.
and
What
just
if it
like
came to life and
walking
it was evil?
around. Yeah, exactly. So it'd be him just terrorizing the town.
Yeah. And you
And
can't,
there's like
yeah,
a
you
then there's
can't.
like a giant whale, that's terrifying. We know
Yeah,
that.
that's
Sea
scary
creatures.
for me.
So I don't have like much on that. I just the
Scary.
yeah, freaky. Freaky, freaky, freaky.
Well, I just thought of one sitting here,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know how fleshed out it'll be.
That's okay.
White Christmas.
You know what is so weird? That went through my head.
Really?
Yes, literally, White Christmas went through my head.
It's because the guys are already a little like
Yeah.
creepy.
Mm-hmm.
They're really following these girls. They're already like tax evasion.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
what if they get
terrifying.
snowed in?
Mm-hmm.
And that's
And that's it.
they get snowed
Well, that
in
is getting snowed
with
in with someone.
all of their cast, all of the crew there, of a disturbed ex-general.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No train, no anything. And it's the couples. And what if somebody dies? What if someone goes missing? Somebody, it's kind of like, Hateful Eight or
Yeah.
Whodunit snowed in vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a
Yeah.
good setting.
It's a great setting.
And old timey. And it could be a musical, a murder
Yes.
musical.
We need more
Myrtle
murder musicals. We need more horror
horror
musicals.
musicals. What's a horror musical we know?
Are there any?
No, I don't think so. That's why
I
we need
mean,
more.
if you count but most of the horror musicals are not actually like horror. Like I'm talking
Like Heathers.
like Heather's or like yeah,
Heathers.
that's the only one I can think of.
It's just like a dark musical. It's
Isn't
not
there one
even
called like
horror.
Zombie Z for Zombie or something? I
Oh
don't know,
yeah.
something like that.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is a
Yeah,
little
not really.
Beetlejuice is a little freaky, but again, it's like it's very
It's
fun.
not a horror, yeah.
I think you should make like a musical that is
Make
horror.
a horror musical. But I don't want to make it I don't want to make like Halloween the musical.
Right.
I want to make a brand new horror musical.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
Mm.
Agree. I
Should
always
we?
wanted to do. Should we? I always wanted to do Alien and Aliens as a musical. Um, Alien. So the first act would be Alien, and the
Mm-hmm.
second act would be Aliens.
They would eat up the little girl.
What?
The little girl in Aliens.
Yeah.
They would eat her up. They would love her.
Oh yes. You meant like literally eat her up.
Oh, like the aliens would.
Yeah.
No.
And then there'd be like someone like dressed as a cat.
McCavity. Jonesy.
Jonesy. But I wanted it to be all Britney Spears music. So it's like a jukebox musical.
Ooh, yes. That would be so
I thought it'd be
good.
fun. I thought of it and I was like,
Toxic.
Yes, it's just
Hit
so
Me Baby One
good.
More Time. That would be
There's so
perfect.
many. I was like literally planning it at one point, and then I was like, this is never gonna happen, so I stopped. I
It's
also,
because we don't have funds.
I
We have
know we
great
don't.
ideas, no
It's too
funds.
hard. I was also at the same time writing a Back to the Future jukebox musical,
And now here it is.
and now it's an actual musical. And I'm
But it's not jukebox,
toast.
right?
It's not jukebox; it's real songs. Which I refuse to like watch it or learn anything more about it because I'm
See,
mad.
that's gonna be
They took my idea.
your boo idea.
I know.
Somebody who was like working the AEW show was watching Back to the Future, like on
Really?
their big screen TV, and I was
Wow.
like, or on their computer screen, like while they were
Mhm.
working and like
Yeah.
doing lights and stuff. And I was like, I'm watching Back to the Future down there. It was so funny.
That's awesome.
It was hilarious.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Um, I didn't have any more.
I'll just throw another one out there. We
Throw
can
another
talk about
one.
it. The Breakfast Club.
Oh, never
Have you
seen
seen
it.
it?
No,
Okay. Well, then we can't really discuss that.
you can. I'll watch it one day.
Well, I don't know. I needed some feedback.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. But like they're teenagers stuck in their building forced to into detention
hmm
on a Saturday, and there's one like the principal's there, and he's kind of like they're trying to run from him. A couple times they
hmm
like get out and stuff in the movie. So it could be kind of a whodunit esque, like someone
hmm
is dying.
Kind of
Maybe
like a Scream movie.
maybe the principal shows up. It's more like a slasher. It could be like a slasher film. That's an option. They might have
hmm
done it. I feel like it's just like when I said that, like it kind of sounds like feels familiar. That maybe they already
hmm
did that, like something like it. But I don't know.
How can we make this happen where we make it a thing where it's just like you just make a horror version of movies?
Right. I don't know.
Because like you're like, oh, Mean Girls the musical. Why can't you just make like Mean
Mean
Girls the
Girls, the
horror?
horror movie. Mean Girls, the horror.
Mean Girls the horror.
Because it's already horrifying dealing with mean girls.
Mean Girls the horror.
Um, have you seen like edits where people will make like turn movies and stuff into horror, which is like with editing
Yeah.
and stuff. That's pretty
Yes.
cool.
See, they can just do that.
Yeah, they can do that. I'd be satisfied with that for now.
Yeah, you can tell a whole different story with editing
Yeah,
alone.
it's crazy. It's crazy and it's cool. Do you have any other ones?
Mm-mm. I can't think of any.
Okay.
I've never seen a movie before.
Never. Have you seen the Goonies?
No.
Oh my god.
Maybe a long time ago, like the ending.
Goonies never say die. They
I've
could
heard of
just
that.
honestly they could just like lean into it fully, like commit, and
Mm,
it could be one.
a horror.
Yeah.
I will never watch The Goonies
Why?
because my old boss used to always ask me, like, probably once a day, have you ever seen The Goonies?
Ew.
And I would be like, no, I haven't seen The Goonies. And he
That
would always ask me that every day.
did I just trigger you? Because I asked. I
A
literally
little
asked.
bit.
Did
A
you have you
little
seen
bit.
the Goonies? You're
And
like,
he would be like, y'all ever seen The Goonies? And we're like, no, we didn't. We haven't seen The Goonies. I told you that yesterday.
so you'll
It's so
never see
annoying.
it. That really sucks. That
No, I'm
person.
sure I'll watch it one day. Maybe I'll make my children watch it and be like, y'all haven't seen The Goonies? What? And I've never seen it.
Just make
It'll
people
be
feel
fun.
bad.
I'll gaslight my kids.
Yeah, I love that. I love that for them.
I love that for them too.
Well,
My babies.
that was fun.
That was fun. Do you have any Slash
Hopefully,
and Slays?
I don't honestly
Did you finish that
because
book or no?
no, mm-mm,
Good.
me no finish.
Good.
I didn't.
DNF is fine.
I didn't finish, and I haven't read anything else, and I haven't watched anything. I mean, I'm watching Van Helsing, which is
Yeah. Are you
a
liking it?
show. It's like I am liking it because it's like something like me and my husband like watch it,
Yeah,
every night
together.
and stuff, and it's like interesting And it is like, I mean, there's a lot of like nasty horror stuff in it. There's like the vampires can be really gross and creepy.
Yeah.
What I love doing though, it's like it's a sci-fi show. So
Mm-hmm.
like the sci-fi channel. So it's like it's pretty predictable.
Yeah.
So I like a lot of the times and I've read a lot and I've watched a lot of movies and I just feel like I know story pretty well, and when something is like just kind of just trying to like be there, like stay there and get like the ratings and like,
Yeah.
it's going to be kind of
Then you can
predictable.
tell.
So I'll like say things that are about to happen. Like, I'm like, oh, I bet this happens. And it usually does. And my husband gets so mad at me.
Why?
So he'll be like, he'll either say, you've seen this already. Or like, he'll be
Karen.
like, he's just like, "Ah, you're ruining it for me. Because I'll just predict that it's about to
You're
happen.
just so smart, media
I know.
consumer.
And I love it. I love when it happens every time. Like, every
You
time
think
I'm
it's so
right.
funny.
It is hilarious.
Mwahaha.
Mwahaha.
Love
So,
that.
so, yeah.
So, well, I'm still working on the Black Winter
Oh,
series.
yes. You're on
I'm
book
on
3,
book
right?
3. Yes, I'm on book
Book
3.
3 was my hardest book to get through.
I am, I was reading it this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm only 25% of the way through.
Yeah, the second half
Wow.
is better
Okay.
to me, but the first half I had trouble getting into it.
I'm very concerned a certain character is going to die because
Which character?
I'm very concerned Doran's going to die
Mm-hmm.
because she's now reunited with Beth, and I didn't think they would leave Claire alone. So I think I'm concerned that that's going to happen. Those are my main thoughts right now. Also, I know Beth um, is just real triggered, but I relate to her
Mm-hmm.
so much because I was like, Claire, shut up! Like she's so annoying. She never does what you tell her to do because she's trying to be all brave. And I'm like,
Yeah.
just go back to the bus. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I'll,
I will
we
say
can,
Beth coming in did kind of change the dynamic for me.
yeah.
Like, I had gotten really used to a certain dynamic for the 2 books, and then it was like, okay, now there's this third person who has thoughts and opinions,
And who's very angry all the time.
and who was very angry all the time, and I didn't always like it, but
Yeah, I think I mean, I don't know what her trauma is right now, but I don't think we need that much opposition because I
yeah.
feel like the Hollows was enough opposition and also them just trying to survive was enough
Mm-hmm.
conflict. And now with Beth is just like, okay, there's something
Yeah.
else we gotta flush out. And
Deal
it just feels
with.
like I'm worried that this third book is just gonna feel like a throwaway, like nothing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
really happens because they're like, okay, we're gonna do this, but you could have accomplished it
Yeah.
in half of the fourth book or something.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, you have to let me know, what part are you at?
I just got to the part where they literally just got antibiotics from a house.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
all. Doran's driving the bus.
Got it. So like not super far.
No, I'm really not.
Okay.
I haven't read
Well,
very much this weekend.
I don't. I am trying to decide if. Well, I won't say anything. Never mind.
Don't say anything.
I won't say nothing.
Hopefully I finish all of them by
Next week.
next week. Yeah, maybe not by the next time we record, but by next
Yeah,
week.
that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Guys, what a good episode.
What a great episode.
What a great episode.
You
Every
guys need to
episode is
tell
great and
us. It
fantastic.
is, and you guys need to tell us like if there are any movies that you think could be a horror movie.
Yeah, tell
Ones
us
we
exactly
missed.
what you think.
If you like ours, if you think
Yeah.
ours would be good, let us know.
Also, we will be doing a fun episode coming up. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it'll be the next one or
Yeah, I'm not
what it'll be
100%
next.
sure
We'll see.
if we'll be
But
ready.
no, we are going to activate our little creative minds
Mm-hmm.
and write some silly little horror
Little
shorts.
horror short stories and read them to each other. And you guys
Yeah,
do.
but the twist is y'all come up with the ideas, the prompts.
Yes.
You prompt us, if you will.
Prompt us, please.
So head over to Instagram, send us messages, and let us know what kind of short story you want us to write. You
Mm-hmm.
want us to write a vampire, a werewolf, a
A
normal gal.
evil doll.
You know what I should do?
What?
I should write one that is trying to do all of my horror in one.
Oh.
A very fashionable
Girly
romance,
girl.
girly girl,
Romance.
survivor who falls in love with a soft boy who also survives.
Yeah.
And there are no creepy dolls, no creepy kids, no creepy animals.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
But what else? What is it? What's the horror part of it?
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out.
I'll figure that out.
I'll figure that out.
Don't you worry. I love it.
Well,
Well,
good. We'll either do that. Probably. I'm not. I'm not sure I could get it done by next week because I'm going out of town this weekend. So we might
yes,
have
you
to do
are.
it the next week. So not next week, but the next week. We'll
Yeah.
say
So you have time to
roughly.
get those prompts in.
Yeah, you guys got time to prompt us.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Follow us on Instagram at /and/slay_pod, on TikTok at /and/slay_pod, Facebook /and/slay_pod, /and/slay horror podcast.
Yeah, and don't forget to it is. And don't forget to review us if you
Yes,
like
please.
listening. Just give us a little review. If you're there on Spotify,
review.
just give us a little 5 stars. Nothing lower.
Nothing lower than 5 stars.
I guess unless you just hate us,
please,
but then why are you
or
listening?
we will not be doing that anymore. We will not be doing anything anymore.
Ever again.
Ever, ever, ever.
All right, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We love you.
Love you.
Bye.